Hello everyone, so I put a cute little craft together for you today so you can maybe do this over the holidays. And I just took an old sign. I think I got this on sale from Dollar Tree for like maybe 50 cents or something. So I bought a couple of these to save them back for a little craft like this. So I just took the sign or any shadow box you can use, and then I took some of this stick-on wallpaper from Dollar Tree. You can see it's also in my background, but I thought this would make a cute background and it would cover up that Valentine's decor on the back of this frame. So I just measured it out with a pencil, just made my little marks because that was the easiest, is just to go by the back of the frame, and I couldn't take it out. So I just kind of had to lay it in there and make a little line for my guide to trace it out, and then I'm going to just cut it out. So once I had this cut out, the other thing that you could do is, if you have a flat back, is you could just take white chalk paint, and I always suggest the chalk paint because it's just a little bit thicker, and you could paint the background so you have a plain, nice white background. Now you may remember my pumpkin blog post that I had. I made something very similar for fall, and that blog post is in the link if you want to follow it. But this is very similar, and on that background I had like a peach or something in the background, and I painted it with a white coat of chalk paint, and that can also cover up well, like I was suggesting. So I am grabbing out my grandmother's bin of old buttons. I love these, and I used them for the last project, and I'm going to pull out all the green because I want to make a Christmas tree. So I'm pulling out all the varieties of greens, and you can see how fun these buttons are because they're all from like the 50s and 60s. So some of them are really fun and old, but I have found in craft sections like at Hobby Lobby and Joann Fabrics and things that they do have a variety of fun different buttons. So if you don't have older buttons like me, you can just easily go to the craft store and pick some up for a few dollars. And this is a smaller sign, so I didn't need too many. So once you have all of your buttons laid out, you can just arrange it all into the shape of a Christmas tree. And then if you want to use a little pencil as a guide to show you where you're going to lay them, you can do that. And then I found this little gold stick-on sticker, so I put that on top of my tree. So I use that kind of as a starting point before I started gluing all my buttons on. So as you can see, I've got my hot glue gun, and I'm just going to glue in those pieces that I had laid out. So this is a really fun part. This is my favorite part about these button crafts because it's like a puzzle. If you've ever done puzzles, you know, now or growing up or anything, this is why it's so fun, because you have to have those pieces fit perfectly and have the colors all laid out together. So once that is done, I had a few different brown buttons, so I decided to use that for the stem because I thought that was a cute idea. And then I absolutely love my Scrabble pieces because they come in so handy for these crafts. And with this sign, it needed something a little extra besides just the Christmas tree design. So I had to work with this here because I had a smaller frame. It's probably about a 5x7. So I had a few choices of words like Merry, Jolly, Noel, but I couldn't really fit out Merry Christmas. So you're going to kind of have to work with your piece or however big your frame is, or clipboard, or whatever you're working on. So I just spelled out my name that I wanted to use, or the word I wanted to use, and then glue all those pieces on. But of course, set them out in place first because it's harder to go back. So I've got everything together, and now I'm putting a little glue on each of the letters and making sure that they're in place. And again, I laid those out first just to make sure that I had them all in place and it was going to fit on top how I wanted it. And then once I was done with this, I felt like it still needed a little something more. So I took my home decor brown wax and I just lightly brushed around the edges with the wax. Now I have used this before, and I have, you know, you could rub it in if it's like a raw dry wood, like an unstained wood, you can rub it in, the stain, but this looked like it had a little bit of a gloss finish. So I just brushed it on and left it. I didn't rub it in because I just thought it would maybe come off. So I just lightly brushed it with a paintbrush on all edges. And by doing this, it pulled in the stem of the Christmas tree. So that little button I used that's dark brown. and matched the button so perfectly, that home decor wax, so it worked out well. And then you can just find a little spot to put it. So I suggest if you're sitting around for Thanksgiving or for the holidays and you're wanting to put a puzzle together, this is so much like a puzzle, which is why I love these button projects. But if you don't have a shadow box frame sitting around, you can always use like a clipboard or some sort of a board or even like thick cardstock to craft this up. So I hope you can try it, and I hope I inspired you. Thanks so much for watching.